You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. We want to talk to you about 5 actors that exited General Hospital, and we're going to tell you why they really left. 2 of these have been pretty recent, one at the end of the year, one at the end of last month, one from years ago, another from years ago, and then a tragic death. So we're going to dig into these right now. If you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital spoilers, casting news, and special videos like this one when we look at why these 5 GH actors really left the ABC soap. First up, we want to talk about Marcus Coloma as Nikolas Cassadine. He is a pretty recent exit. Marcus had inked a 3-year deal with General Hospital, and he started his first episode as Nikolas was October 31st, 2019, and his last air date was January 27th, 2023. So he had gone just over the 3-year deal mark. And a statement on behalf of Marcus Coloma at the time of exit said that they confirmed that he's out as Nikolas and that his last air date would be at the end of January. So why? What happened? Well, first of all, his contract was coming to an end. Marcus had wrapped his run, and his rep said that he thoroughly enjoyed working on the show. And they said, unfortunately, due to health issues with his recent COVID exposure, the network graciously agreed that he should not film the remaining few days. And Adam Huss stepped into the role. And if you remember, Nick Stabile played the role before. So the big question at the time was about why Marcus didn't finish taping his last scene. There was some gossip, some chatter, some rumors that Marcus was upset about his contract not being renewed and refused to film his final scenes. And they said that's why we got Adam Huss back in the role. However, his rep said that it was not that case. So certainly it sounds more dramatic and more soapy to say that Marcus blew up at them and wouldn't finish filming. But the reality is it sounds like that his contract ran out. Meanwhile, Nikolas Cassadine has been put into a coma. The last we saw was Adam Huss in the scene, knocked out in this coma, and Mason Gatlin has hold of him. So why did he leave? His contract ran out, and General Hospital decided not to renew it. Number 2 is a big one. Anthony Geary as Luke Spencer. Why did Luke leave General Hospital? He's been a mainstay on the show forever, and he left town but was alive, and then the soap killed him off in 2022 at the hands of Victor Cassadine, setting up a gondola accident, something like that, over in Europe. So, Anthony Geary went from one of the most watched TV moments with Luke and Laura's 1981 wedding to gone, and his character killed off recently. Over the years, he had 17 Daytime Emmy nominations and 8 wins. Tony Geary was a GH fan fave for decades, but he did take some gaps off. He left in 1984, and he stayed gone for 7 years. He returned in 1991. And then when he came back in 1991, he said he was tired of playing Luke Spencer, and so they decided to write him Luke's doppelganger cousin, Bill Eckert. And the thing is, fans did not love the character of Bill Eckert. They liked Luke Spencer. And so the soap killed off Bill Eckert in 1993. So while fans didn't like Eckert, they did like Anthony Geary. And so in 1993, after they killed off Bill Eckert, then Tony Geary was back to playing Luke Spencer. And you might remember then years later, they had him basically playing almost someone new again because he had this drastically different personality. He was hitting on young women. He was funding criminal organizations. He was just doing all this random stuff. And fans had nicknamed that character Fluke because they suspected that this creepy version of Luke might have been some weird Bill Eckert thing back from the dead. But it just seemed to be, I don't know, bad and unpopular writing, and that he was just completely unlike himself. It was really, really weird. So then when Tony Geary decided to leave for good was when his contract expired in summer of 2015. And basically what Tony Geary said was, I'm just weary of the grind and have been for 20 years. So he's basically saying that since 1995, he had been tired of General Hospital, which was, that's kind of hard to hear, but I could see. I mean, But basically, Tony Geary said after he had taken some time off to have back surgery and then said that really had him rethinking things. And he said he just didn't want to die and collapse in a heap on the set of General Hospital and that be the end of his life. He wanted to live and do other projects. He had planned to live primarily in Amsterdam, and he has done that. He said he was going to pursue other projects in Europe. He was working really hard to get fluent in Dutch so that he could work in European TV. His last air date was July 28, 2015 from That Exit, okay? That was when he left and he's like, I'm going. But he did reprise the role of Luke Spencer for one episode on May 4th, 2017, and that was for Jane Elliott's last episode as Tracy Quartermain, although she has come back a few times since then. And if I recall correctly, I don't even know if Tony Geary had one line of dialogue on that episode. I think it was really weird. Like they just ran into each other at this cafe and it was like, what? So if you remember that episode, tell me if you remember if Luke said one word. I actually don't think he did. And it was like, oh, Luke's back. And then it was like, not really. So why did Tony Geary really leave the role of Luke Spencer? He was just tired of it. His contract was up and he was like, I'm out. That was it. It wasn't controversial. A lot of fans missed it. And now that I think in a way they probably had Victor kill him off to stop the talk of, will Luke be back? Because I don't think he's going to be back. I don't think they're going to recast him at this point. He is just gone. The next exit we want to talk about is the very recent exit of Jacklyn Zeman as Bobbie Spencer. This is one of the most recent GH exit. Of course, Bobbie played Luke Spencer's sister, Barbara Jean Spencer, aka Bobbie, and her exit was stunning and abrupt because out of nowhere, Jackie Zeman passed away. She died suddenly at age 70 on May 9th, 2023. Of course, it was sudden to fans. Her family knew her death was coming, but not for very long. She passed away at Los Robles Regional Medical Center in Thousand Oaks, California. Her family confirmed her passing, saying she had a short battle with cancer. So even they didn't get that much of a warning that she was gone. Jackie Zeman started on GH back in 1977, and her final episode aired April 27th, 2023. Of course, nobody knew at the time that she was taping her final episode. That was Michael and Willow's wedding episode. So, after 45 years of Bobbie Spencer, fans were absolutely devastated to hear they had lost Jackie Zeman. Showrunner Frank Valentini broke the news of her death, saying, I am heartbroken to announce the passing of our beloved Jackie Zeman. She was a bright light and a true professional. So if you're wondering why Jackie Zeman left, it's because she passed away. It's really sad, really awful. And of course, at some point, they're going to address it on General Hospital. I have no doubt about that. But the question is when, will they wait till next year's Nurses Ball? I have to imagine they're going to do some sort of tribute episode, but nothing has come out about it. And, this is still very fresh and very new to many fans. And we are not even a month out of her passing at the time we're recording this video. Another recent exit that we want to talk about, because everybody wants to know why she's gone, is Lexi Ainsworth as Kristina Corinthos. Lexi began as the teen daughter of mob boss Sonny Corinthos and lady lawyer Alexis Davis when she was just 16. Lexi did over 500 episodes on General Hospital. A lot of people loved her. They wished that there would have been more of Kristina and more front burner storyline for her. And bottom line is, without knowing it at the time, we'd already seen Lexi Ainsworth's last episode when news broke that the role role had been recast. So what happened? Why did she really leave General Hospital? Well, Lexi's last episode was April 27th, 2023. That's the same last episode as Jackie Zeman as Bobbie Spencer. They were both at Willow and Michael's wedding, and we didn't know it at the time, but that was the last time we would see either of those actresses on GH. So then on May 23rd, 2023, Kate Mansi debuted as recast Kristina Corinthos. Kate Mansi is from Days of Our Lives. She played Abigail Devereaux over there. She's quite a good actor. So it's not that the recast isn't great, but everybody wants to know, why did Lexi leave? So Lexi Ainsworth called her exit a mutually beneficial decision that will lead to new endeavors and career opportunities that align with my evolving interests. However, she did say that, but then she also said that she had been looking forward to playing the upcoming storyline because it was inspired by a personal experience of hers. But since she obviously wanted to play it and is not getting to play it, that led fans to presume that she was let go and was replaced. Then some other sources hinted that she was blindsided by the recast, but if that is true, Lexi still took the high road and didn't spill any tea. Of course, General Hospital / ABC / Disney isn't going to come down and say, oh yeah, we decided to fire her and hire this person. They're not ever going to admit that. But that's what a lot of fans think happened. So why did she really leave? Well, she said it was a mutual decision, but maybe she's just trying to avoid any soapy drama over her exit. All right, our last General Hospital exit is a legacy character offspring. This is an extremely popular role. The actor who played the role was beloved, and he left. He was recast twice with top-notch actors, and then he came back again to the role and then left, and since then no one has played this role. We're going to talk about it in just a second, but if you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital casting news, spoilers, all the stuff you need to know. Now, let's talk about why Jonathan Jackson left the role of Lucky Spencer. So, Jonathan Jackson debuted on the ABC soap when he was just 11. His character's full name, of course, is Lucas Lorenzo Spencer Jr. That is Luke's namesake son. So in addition to talking about Luke and Bobbie today, we're also talking about Lucky Spencer, another Spencer. So Jonathan Jackson played the role from 1993 to 1999, and then he came back after two recasts exited. The first was Jacob Young, who you may have also seen as Rick Forrester over on Bold and the Beautiful, and Greg Vaughn also played the role years ago, and now he's playing Eric Brady on Days of Our Lives and has for many years. Jonathan Jackson's run was amazing on GH. He was nominated 9 times for Daytime Emmys. He won more than half of those. He won 5 times because he's just a remarkably good actor. Certainly, it would be wonderful to have Lucky back, but it doesn't sound like Jonathan Jackson wants to be back to the soap, and we'll explain why, because we're going to explain why John Jackson really left the role on GH. So first, he reportedly had asked General Hospital to kind of dial back his role and how much front burner work he was doing, but the soap said they couldn't do it. So he said that the work just got to be exhausting and it could make him a little crazy. Basically, his character had gone through this string of tragedies. There was the hit and run death of his son, Jake Weber. There was just a whole bunch of front burner drama. Of course, a lot of actors would be like, great, give me more, give me more, give me more. But you also probably know that soap operas run at an extremely fast pace. It's not like other TV shows or movies. They do just reams and reams of dialogue and pages a day. So I definitely understand how it could be exhausting. He said that all these sad stories and all this stuff was just nonstop. He said with just no reprieve. He called it too intense and said he could just no longer sustain it. So he decided not to renew his contract. His final episode aired on December 23rd, 2011, when Lucky left to return to Ireland. But he reprised the role for 4 episodes in 2015. They were just brief episodes, and that was when, inexplicably, General Hospital decided to undo the tragic death of Jake Weber, Lucky and Liz Weber's son. If you weren't watching back in the day, Jake was run down by Luke Spencer. It was his granddad that killed him, and he donated a kidney to Jacklyn Jacks to save her life. I'm pretty sure that's the organ he donated. And it was such good TV when little Jake died. I don't know if you guys were watching it. It was heart-wrenching. It was a lot like when Bobbie Spencer's daughter died decades back. It was horrible. It was gut-wrenching. It was sad. The actors did amazing work. And then they decided in 2015, we're going to undo it all. Just bring Jake back and just say Helena Cassadine has had him this whole time. For me, it was crazy because so many fans had been so heavily invested in those scenes where, Lucky and Liz lost their son, and there was the Steve Burton, Jason Morgan character involvement in it, and then the decision to donate his organs. It was just awful. And for them to undo it, for me, felt not great. So he did come back for then, but since leaving General Hospital, Jonathan Jackson has pursued a ton of other projects and his passion for music. You may have seen him doing amazing work on the hit ABC series Nashville, which is now off the air, and he starred as a country singer there. And the bottom line is he left because he just found working on the soap to be exhausting. That's why he really left. Let us know of these 5 actors that departed General Hospital. So Jonathan Jackson, Lexi Ainsworth, Jackie Zeman, Anthony Geary, and Marcus Coloma. Which one you missed the most?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.